Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We have a lot of stories to look at this evening on the show. Let's start from the handball. That is the Handball Federation of Nigeria, HFN, where we know that the second phase of the Handball League, in the Premier Handball League in Nigeria, was initially scheduled for this month, but now coming in from that federation, they have rescheduled and a new date have been confirmed. It's a month after now. Everything will start. The hostilities will start come November the 26th. It was initially the second phase was scheduled to take place in Benin City, but it has been moved to a new venue and a new date for the final phase, the second phase of the Handball League. Everything will now happen in Lagos. So for the Handball Federation, they've been doing a lot when it comes to this particular sports in Nigeria, trying to put things, trying to put the game back on the global map and then on the continent of Africa. In the 90s, Nigeria used to be a household name when it comes to handball, and over the years we've really not we missed a lot. We've not really gotten it right, but Samuel Ocheho coming into that federation have actually brought a vibrancy back into the federation, has actually turned things around. They call him the digital president, but it is what it is. Handball, we just saw on our age grade teams doing so well in Azerbaijan and also in the region and the continent of Africa. So it's a good one, and for the league, it's an avenue where players are begotten, where players have been scouted for national team assignment and the rest. So we look forward to the Handball League to at least to start in earnest. The second phase, Safety Babes and Toji Marine for the male team, while Safety Babes won the first phase of the league. So the second phase of the league is going to be an intense one, and we will see who is going to be crowned champions at the end of the day. The league is played in two phases. So the first phase, you just have to play where teams are being relegated in the first phase, and then in the second phase we'll now have teams going to the final, and then who will lift the title at the end of the second phase hostilities. Toji Marine for the male are leading the first phase, and Safety Babes of Abuja for the women's category. So these two teams, will be watching out for them in the second phase of the Handball League in Nigeria. So like I said, a new date, a new venue, everything will now happen in Lagos by November of 2024. Now let's leave handball and go straight to basketball. Yes, the final 8 also will happen in that is in Lagos. MBBF Women's Premier League Final 8. Our teams have arrived at the final venue, that is in Lagos. Where the likes of Custom Basketball Women's Team, MFM, First Bank and Co. All of the 8 teams are on ground, and event is due to start for the final 8. Who wins the Women's League, the 2024 MBBF Women's Basketball Premier League? Who wins it? All of the 8 teams are on ground, like I mentioned. We are looking. I know a lot of persons are looking forward to the Customs ladies, the MFM ladies, because these are top basketball women's team in Nigeria. Who is going to be crowned champion at the end of the day? The 8 teams are on ground. 4 teams they are split into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Now it's going to be a round robin game. They'll play each other, and then the top 2 teams will now slug it out for the title. The top 2 teams from the 2 groups. In each group we have 4 teams in each group. So who is going to win the title at the end of the day? The team that amassed the highest number of points will be crowned champions of the Women's Basketball League 2024. Musakida and his board members are doing what they can. The good news is the Women's League, thank God, is back. This league was not up and running for almost 2 years, and last year, just 2023, we hurriedly put the federation hurriedly put up a league for the women, but it's good that it was sustained, and we're having another version of it this year, and we want to see it continue. If you look at what women is doing, not just in basketball alone, in other sports, but in basketball, we know that the D Tigress gave a very good account of themselves during the Paris 2024 Olympic Games that ended months ago in France. We saw the Nigerian basketball team beating top nations, Canada, Australia, fighting it out with France. And even when they got to the quarterfinal against US, it was not a stroll in the park for the US women's basketball team. The D Tigress gave all they can. So I think the women are doing well in sport, in all of these sports. Nigerian women are doing well, not just in basketball alone. Like I mentioned, now the 8 teams will be fighting it out for the title. Who wins it? MFM, Customs, First Bank, and Co. Who is going to win the title this time around? Lagos is the venue. We know the handball will also go down in Lagos, but the basketball is coming up before that. Handball will be by next month. But for the basketball, hostilities will start in earnest from tomorrow, and we'll be seeing all of the teams slugging it out for the women's title in Nigeria Women's Basketball League. All right, let's leave the basketball, and we wish all of the 8 teams, we wish them well, because we just have to, the best team just have to carry the day at the end of the matches. Okay, well, let's leave basketball now and talk football. Yes, the draws was conducted hours ago, and we now know when we say CHAN, that is it is a competition organized by CAF for players who are applying their trade in their various country. You know, we have Super Eagles Team A, and we have Super Eagles Team B. So the Super Eagles Team B are made of the home-based player. Now the draws for CHAN 2025, we know Kenya and Tanzania will be hosting. Was conducted, and now Nigeria battles Ghana in qualifiers. So it's going to be another rival with our brother country, the Ghanaians, that is the Black Stars of Ghana, will be slugging it out in this one. Fidelis Ilechukwu and Ogumon Dede of Remo Stars, Fidelis Ilechukwu of Rangers International, has been saddled with the responsibility to get players that will execute these qualifiers. We know that these 2 coaches are the 2 best coaches we have in the country. Rangers International is Fidelis Ilechukwu, while Remo Stars is for Daniel Ogumon Dede, and the 2 of them, as we speak, are in Uyo. We'll still be going to that story alongside Austin Ugwevon. But Austin Ugwevon this time around will just play a supervisory role to the 2 coaches I just mentioned, while they have been saddled with the responsibility to scout for the best players in the Nigerian Premier Football League, because these 2 coaches arguably are the best coaches we have in the NPFL right now. So the 2 coaches will have to look for players who will execute these qualifiers. We have the full qualifiers on the screen. We have in the first round, match 1 and 2, we have Togo against Benin Republic. That the first leg of those games will be coming up on the 25th, between 25th and 27th of October, while the second leg is bid for 1st and 3rd of November. Then the second round, Nigeria falls into the second round of qualification. We will now have winner 1, that is winner 1 and winner 2. That is winner 1, that is number 1 game. The first and second leg, whoever wins that first and second leg will face Niger Republic in the second round, and that is where Nigeria falls. Cote d'Ivoire against Burkina Faso in the second round. These 2 teams are already through to the second round, virtue of where the qualification, that is the coefficient from WAFU. Cote d'Ivoire against Burkina Faso, and Ghana against Nigeria. And Ghana will host the first leg, which will come up between the 20th and 22nd of December, and the return leg will be between 27th and 29th of December. So the second leg will be here in Nigeria. The first leg would be in Accra, Ghana. So the winners of the matches between 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 qualifies to the final tournament. So Nigeria, that's for the CHAN tournament, we have to qualify from the WAFU B region, that is West African Football Union region. They have to qualify from there to play in the tournament proper. Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania will be hosting the CHAN 2025. So the qualifiers against the Black Stars of Ghana. So Fidelis Ilechuku and Remo Stars coach Daniel Ogumo today have all the responsibilities to get the players and to get us the ticket to the CHAN Nations Cup 2025. Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, the host country. So the East African continent side are actually getting it. They want to be in the mix. In 2027, the Nations Cup will also be going back to the East African nations. So they want to use the CHAN as a test run of what is to come in 2027. So it's a big one for the home-based Super Eagles. This is an opportunity for them to give a good account of themselves, sell themselves, and then probably some of them might just make it into the senior fold of the main team. That is the Team A, the Super Eagles, where you have the likes of Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze. Go rival these guys for position in the on the bigger stage. So we wish Nigeria were against the Black Stars of Ghana during the WAFU B qualifiers. Now let's go straight back to Uyo. We started from Uyo. You saw that video where they were having their training session. The story now is Ugwevon Ice victory. That is over Libya. It is a double header. The first game will be coming up this Friday, and next week Tuesday the return leg in Libya. So Libya already, they've touched down in Nigeria. They arrived Port Harcourt, and they just when they arrived Port Harcourt, they followed road to Uyo. So they are right now as we speak. They are in Nigeria. They are also having their training. The Super Eagles continue their training today. They have their first training, they have their second training session this morning, and they also continued this evening as we speak. They are preparing for the big game to come up on Friday at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. But for Austin Ugwevon, he's actually eyeing a victory against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. It's going to be a double header. 360 Sports this morning, we looked at it where he's saying it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a tough fixture against the Libyan side. But I know with the crop of players we have in the camp right now, the confidence is high. The boys are ready. If we look at what happened to us during the AFCON 2023 in Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria got to the final, but we lost to the host country. This time around, Nigeria is looking to get it better when they get to Morocco in 2025. Morocco is the venue of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. They will host the tournament in 2025. So it's going to be played across. The competition by next year is going to cut across. It's going to spill over to 2026 because of the FIFA Club World Cup that will be coming up. So a lot have just to meet up with the FIFA calendar. It's going to be played between December of 2025 and January 2026. So the Super Eagles, they have 4 points from 2 games after beating Benin Republic. They went to Kigali at the Amahoro Stadium in match day 2 against the Amavubis, the Bees of Rwanda. It was a goalless draw. But this time around, if they can get the maximum 6 points against the Knights of Libya, it's going to put them on the driving seat, and then to just have a game to spare for the AFCON 2025 qualifier. So they actually need the maximum 6 points in this game. A draw still gives them that edge, barring of what will happen between Benin Republic and Rwanda in the other game. But if they get the win, already they have 4 points. They will be having 7 points, and if they go to Libya and get the remaining 3 points, that will give them 10 points, and already they have their 1 foot already in Morocco if that happens. So if they actually do that, they are already through to AFCON 2025. So Austin Ugwavon is actually looking forward to getting victory against the Mediterranean Knights in this particular game. Like I said, they continue their training this morning, and then this evening also the training continues. Now for the Libyan team, they are already in Nigeria. They are in New York already too. They also will be having their own training section, and they will also have a feel of what the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium turf looks like. So everything will happen tomorrow. They will also have their first training. They will have their training session tomorrow, and then for the Libyan team, I think they will first of all have their practice section at that particular turf, Godswill Akpabio International Stadium turf in New York tomorrow morning, while the Super Eagles will do theirs in the night before the big day come Friday evening. That game is bid for 5 p.m. Nigerian time on Friday. So we'll wish the Super Eagles well. We look forward to victory in these 2 games against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. All right, let's leave Nigeria. Let's leave the Super Eagles, and quickly let's go to Europe as we speak. 2 games have started. The UEFA Women's Champions League group fixtures is up and running. We had games played yesterday, and we had those results on the morning show. For Group C, we have Bayern Munich against Arsenal women. We have Valerenga of Norway against Juventus ladies from Syria, that is from Italy. Then in Group D, we have Hammarby of Sweden versus St. that is St. Pölten of Austria. And then Manchester City women against Barcelona feminine. So that, I think that arguably Bayern, Arsenal, Manchester City, Barcelona, it is the biggest game of the night. So these games, the UEFA Women's Champions League, just that our own Asisat Oshola is no longer with Barcelona, just the way Jennifer Ekegini is no longer with Juventus. She's now with PSG in France. So for Arsenal ladies, we also have Asisat Oshola. That is where she started her career again in Arsenal. She's no longer in Europe completely. She's now with BFC in the United States of America. So for the UEFA Women's Champions League, good games. Women also doing what the men knows how to do on the soccer pitch. So we look forward to some of these games. Like I said, 2 games are up and running, while the other games will come up later on tonight. All right, let's quickly look at 2 transfer stories on the show. We'll start with this. Yes, Real Madrid is doing all they can to see if to get this particular player, that is Trent AlexanderArnold, who could finish his contract with Liverpool before exit. And for Real Madrid, they are actually stepping up their chase of getting him. They just want him to run down his contract with Liverpool, and then they will step in. But they are already on the negotiation for Trent AlexanderArnold, who a player they see who is going to replace Carvajal in that particular team, in that squad. So if he goes, he will become the second Englishman to join Jude Bellingham in playing for the White Angels. We know that sometimes ago, David Beckham played for this particular team, an Englishman. We have Steve McManaman, who also played for Real Madrid. So he will follow in the footsteps of those 2 players I just mentioned, alongside Jude Bellingham, playing for Real Madrid. And the last one on the show before we go, PSG set 70 million euros price tag on striker Randa Kolomwani. 70 million euros. If you want to get this man, that is what you have to cough out from your pocket. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show Sport Update this evening. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimin.
Oh,